Today's topic is equivalent conductance or molar conductance. Now, in the previous lecture, where I have shown you the procedures to measure the conductance and specific conductance using the Wheatstone bridge principle, and in that video I have told you that a problem is arising while mentioning the specific conductances of electrolytic solution. What is that problem? That is not the problem relating to the measurement procedure. It is appearing only when we try to compare two electrolytes. See, if we simply try to or wish to compare NaCl and KCl, that is, if someone asks you that which one between NaCl and KCl will exhibit a higher conductance or specific conductance, you will not be able to answer, since I have told you that there is a factor which affects the specific conductance, which is it depends on the concentration. So, the specific conductances of NaCl and KCl will be proportional to the number of ions that you place between these two electrodes. So, if you take a huge amount of NaCl and a very small amount of KCl, so the number of ions will be different in the two cases. So, the comparison will be erroneous. That is not a permissible comparison. So, while comparing the conductivity, that is specific conductance of two different electrolytes, so that you wish to know which one has a better conductance, you must also mention that you are using the same concentration for both the electrolytes. So, you are not allowed to compare 0.1 normal NaCl and 0.5 normal KCl. Only you can compare when the concentrations are identical, and you have to mention it. Now, we are in search of a conductance parameter in which this concentration will be built within. So, we have not to mention it in different word or different line parallel to it. So, for that purpose, this equivalent conductance or molar conductance came into the picture. So, first I will deal with this one, equivalent conductance. Now, it is defined as the conductance. See, what is the definition? Equivalent conductance is the conductance when you have 1 gram equivalent of dissolved electrolyte such that the entire solution containing the ions are placed within the two electrodes 1 centimeter apart. So, what is the definition? You have two electrodes and the electrodes are dipped in the solution containing the cations and anions of the electrolyte whose equivalent conductance you want to determine. Now, you have to place these two electrodes 1 centimeter apart as per definition, and the solution between these two electrodes must contain 1 gram equivalent of dissolved electrolyte. In that case, the conductance that will be exhibited by this solution, by this enclosed solution, will be the equivalent conductance for that electrolyte. So, equivalent conductance is the conductance of an electrolytic solution containing 1 gram equivalent of dissolved electrolyte such that the entire solution is placed between the two electrodes 1 centimeter apart. Now, if we try to determine it experimentally, then a problem arises. Let us find it. What is the problem? If we take the electrolyte to be NaCl, then what is its gram formula weight? It is 23 plus 35.5 equals to 55.5. So, the gram formula weight is 58.5 gram. Now, if you wish to place this amount within the two electrodes which are 1 centimeter apart, then will you be able to do it with small size of electrodes? Is it possible? Say 58.5 gram of NaCl is its gram formula and it is 1 gram equivalent of NaCl. Since we have divided it by valency, so it will be 1 gram equivalent, it is equals to 1 gram equivalent of NaCl. Now, as per definition, you have to put this amount within these two electrodes. Now, let us discuss some another concept. See, in NaCl how the structure looks like. We have plus here, then a minus, then plus, minus, and it goes on. So, this anion Cl minus is surrounded by cations and the cation Na plus is surrounded by anions, and this goes on in all the three dimensions. So, you have a network. This is in the solid state. Now, when we add water so that we wish to have an aqueous solution of this electrolyte, then these ions will come out from the crystal in the form of hydrated cations and anions. What is this? This is water. So, here it is a partial negative charge and we have a partial positive charge here. So, the ions will be hydrolyzed when we add water. Now, if we add a small amount of water so that we wish to dissolve it with minimum amount of water, then what happens? These hydrated ions also try to maintain this structure. That is, a hydrated cation is being surrounded by, remains surrounded by hydrated anions, and also the hydrated anions remain surrounded by hydrated cations. So, a great influence of the attraction between opposite charges occurs and that affects the conductance very much. So, to avoid this ionic structural pattern within the solution, you have to avoid high concentration. You have to depart from very high concentration to moderate to dilute. So, you have to deal with dilute or moderate concentration of electrolytes. Now, if you have to make a dilute or moderate solution, aqueous solution of 58.5 gram of NaCl, that will demand a substantial amount of volume. Now, to place that volume of solution between two electrodes which are placed 1 centimeter apart, it will require electrodes of enormous size. So, practically it is impossible to determine equivalent conductance. So, how will we deal it? Now, that we require enormously large electrodes, let us check it whether we are correct or not. Let an electrolyte solution having concentration C normal gram equivalent per liter is normality is given to you. So, it means C gram equivalent electrolyte is present in 1 liter of solution, that is 1000 cc electrolyte solution. Now, you can recall the definition. It demanded that 1 gram equivalent of cations and anions must be placed between the two electrodes. So, for 1 gram equivalent electrolyte, what we need is 1000 by CCC solution. Now, if we consider the area of the surface area of the electrode to be A, then A into 1 centimeter. So, these two are placed 1 centimeter apart. So, the volume enclosed by these two electrodes will be A into 1 centimeter, that is surface area into height into distance. This volume must be 1000 by C. Cc means centimeter cube. So, what will be the value of A? The surface area of the electrode must be 1000 by C centimeter square. So, the surface area of the electrodes must be 1000 by C centimeter square. Now, if they give you 0.1 normal electrolyte solution, then what will be the surface area of the electrode? Then A will be 1000 by 0.1 equals to 10,000 centimeter square. Now, it can be represented as 100 centimeter into 100 centimeter. So, if these electrodes are square in shape, then it will be 1 meter by 1 meter electrodes. So, that will be almost equal to the size of this white board. So, can you handle an experiment having electrodes of this size? That is why I have told that an experimental determination of equivalent conductance directly will require electrodes of enormous size. Then what to do? Actually, we will bypass the situation and will calculate it semi-theoretically. That is, we will use the help of, we will take the help of experimental data as well as theory, so that the equivalent conductance can be determined. So, in the previous lecture, we came to know that the conductance is related to specific conductance by this relation. Now, equivalent conductance is the conductance when we have 1 gram equivalent of electrolyte between the two electrodes. So, when it is 1 gram equivalent, then it is the equivalent conductance. So, its symbol is lambda. So, the conductance of 1 gram equivalent of electrolyte is the equivalent conductance. So, that will be kappa into A by L, or lambda equals to, put the value of the surface area of the electrode. So, it is 1000 by C. what is the value of the L, that is the distance separating the two electrodes, it is 1 centimeter. You can recall the definition. The electrodes must be placed 1 centimeter apart. So, it is 1. So, C into 1 equals to C and kappa is left with. So, we have the relation equivalent conductance equals to 1000 into specific conductance of that solution by concentration of the solution. So, with the help of this equation, we will determine the equivalent conductance. We will not take those electrodes which have enormous size. Now, how to get this value? So, they have given you an electrolytic solution whose concentration is C normal. You take this and put the conductivity cell in this electrolytic solution, and you connect this conductivity cell to the Wheatstone bridge, and using the procedure that is described in the previous lecture, you will have the resistance. So, you get the resistance of this solution. Now, what is the value of the conductance? What is the relation between conductance of a solution and this resistance? It is the reciprocal of resistance. So, we have the value of R from Wheatstone bridge principle, and taking the reciprocal, we will have the value of L. Now, L equals to kappa into A by L, or kappa equal to L into L by A. So, you have the value of R. So, from that you will have the value of L, and cell constant is printed here. L by A is printed here, it is the cell constant. So, you will have the value of L by A. So, value of kappa is determined. This procedure has been described in the previous lecture in detail. Now, this kappa value for the solution, for the given solution whose equivalent conductance is to be determined, is now known to you. Put this kappa here in this relation, and the concentration that is mentioned, that is supplied, put that concentration in terms of gram equivalent per liter, that is in normality here. So, you have to measure the resistance of the electrolytic solution that is supplied to you, and from that resistance you get L, and from that L and the cell constant value you will get the specific conductance. You use the specific conductance here, and you have to put the concentration of that solution here. So, that will give you equivalent conductance. This is the procedure. Now, in the next lecture I will solve a numerical problem for you that will clear your understanding regarding the measurement procedure of conductance, specific conductance and equivalent conductance. So, you have the value of equivalent conductance. Now, what will be its unit? You see, while calculation, we have taken C gram equivalent of electrolyte is present in 1000 cc. So, 1 gram equivalent was present in 1000 by cc. So, here we have centimeter cube, 1000 cc. So, centimeter cube. Now, what is the unit of kappa? It is ohm inverse centimeter inverse, and here it is C gram equivalent per liter. So, here it is gram equivalent. So, this will be ohm inverse, and centimeter cube, it will be centimeter square, and it will be gram equivalent inverse. This is the unit in CGS system. So, it is ohm inverse or mho centimeter square per gram equivalent, and in SI unit it will be Siemens, it will be meter square, and it will be gram equivalent inverse. So, it is Siemens meter square per gram equivalent in SI. So, that is the equivalent conductance. Now, the same thing if we repeat with 1 mole of electrolyte instead of 1 gram equivalent electrolyte, then it will be molar conductance. So, in that case C will be replaced by molarity instead of normality. So, in that case what will be the dimensions? It will be ohm inverse centimeter square per mole in CGS and Siemens meter square per mole in SI. So, for molar conductance the symbol is lambda m and its unit will be ohm inverse centimeter square, it will be per mole in CGS, and it is Siemens meter square per mole in SI. Now, one may ask that what is the relation between equivalent conductance and molar conductance of the same electrolyte. Do you know what will be the normality of 1 molar H2SO4? The normality of 1 molar H2SO4 is 2 normal. Now, do not try to have the relation like from this we can write that 1 molar, write that molar equals to valency into normality. Do not try to have such relations, that will be erroneous. You are observing it that molar equals to normality into valency, that is here acidity of sulfuric acid, number of H plus ions that are being released by H2SO4 in aqueous solutions. So, actually it is referred as basicity of sulfuric acid. So, the basicity is 2 here, that is the valency, but this is not true. Let us check with some other values. Now, what will be the normality of 5 molar H2SO4? What will be the normality? So, for 5 molar H2SO4 it will be 10 normal H2SO4. So, we are getting the normality after multiplying the molarity by 2. We are getting the value of normality after multiplying the molarity by 2. Okay. So, the relation is when we multiply molarity with valency, that will give us normality. So, this is the relation. Now, for equivalent conductance, the relation is 1000 kappa by C, that will be in normality, and for molar conductance the relation will be, for molar conductance the symbol is lambda m, it will be 1000 kappa by C molar. Now, if we divide this equation 1 by equation 2, then we will get lambda by lambda m, that is equivalent conductance by molar conductance, equals to 1000 kappa by C normality by 1000 kappa by C molarity. Now, see, we are expressing the same solution into different units. That is, we are expressing the same solution in molarity then it is 5 molar, in normality then it is 10 normal. So, the solution is same. So, if the solution remains the same, its specific conductance will remain the same. Then what will happen? It will be C molarity by C normality. Now, what is the relation? C normality is C molarity into valency. So, it is C normality equals to C molarity into valency. So, it is 1 by valency, or equivalent conductance equals to, we take this to the right hand side, so this is the relation between equivalent conductance and molar conductance. So, you have to divide molar conductance by valency, that will give you the equivalent conductance. This is the relation. So, if you have electrolytes like HCl, then the valency, that is basicity of this acid, will be 1. NaCl, its valency, that is total charge of either cation or anion, it will be 1, etc. This equivalent conductance will be equal to the molar conductance. So, we have this molar conductance divided by 1. Now, another set of example for say H2SO4, here the basicity is 2, so valence will be 2, say Na2SO4, etc. Here the total charge of the cation or total charge of the anion is 2, so valence equal to 2. In that case, lambda will be lambda m by 2. This will be the relation. Okay. Now, what are the factors that affect equivalent conductance or molar conductance? It will be same as before, that is same as of specific conductance, but only the fourth point will not be there. What was the fourth point? That is, it depends on concentration. The concentration term is built within. Here it is gram equivalent, here it is mole. So, the concentration term is built within. So, excluding point 4 in the previous lecture, all the first 3 points will appear here. So, it will depend upon the nature of the electrolyte, obviously. Depends upon nature of solvent. So, the size of the ions, the ionic mobility, the viscosity, that will be included in these 2 points. And third is the temperature. Temperature will have an effect, obviously, because with increasing temperature kinetic energy increases and ionic mobility increases. But the fourth point will be absent, which was the concentration. Concentration is not going to guide this. But one thing, it is not the case that there is no effect of concentration. The effect of concentration will be there, but not in the concept that we were thinking in the previous lecture. In the previous lecture, we were thinking that concentration is going to change the number of ions, but in this case the number of ions are fixed. So, whatever concentration you take, it may be 0.1 normal or 1.0 normal or 0.5 normal, the number of ions will remain the same. Then the effect will be not due to the number of ions here, but owing to the dilution. So, that I will discuss in the next lecture, that effect of dilution on the specific conductance, equivalent conductance and molar conductance. So, it actually depends on the equivalent conductance and molar conductance actually depends on concentration, but concentration of the solution, but not in the manner the specific conductance depends. It is of generically different origin. So, that you must keep it in mind. Okay. So, thank you. Stay with me for the upcoming lectures.